Those people are on a lower level, you know, upstairs.
Oh, the irony! It's too much!
Hello friends and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily Reddit content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact. And it's totally science. I implore you to look it up. Today we are going to be jumping back into r/NeckbeardStories with the two remaining Sir Sam stories from user Lady Saber. Now I am doing a live stream today, which if you missed it, I mean it's still on the channel for at least a couple weeks after this was uploaded, but that is in celebration of 5,000 subscribers, so I say again, thank you guys so much for all of your support. My wildest dreams are seriously coming true, and it's all thanks to you guys watching these videos, so thank you. I mean, I can't say it enough. Thank you so much. And I want to reward you, so we're doing something very special for Valentine's Day, but it is a bit of a secret, so I guess you'll just have to wait and see. But anyways, enough with the off-topic teasers. We will go ahead and jump into these last Sir Sam stories, and I hope that you guys will enjoy. Sir Sam the Chivalrous tries to academic Part 1, or why playing dumb is easier than playing smart. Spoilers, there is no Part 2 for this. Hello everyone, Lady Saber here, back with the 14th installment of Sir Sam the Chivalrous. For those of you new readers, this story will make no sense without starting at the beginning. Grab some Doritos and strap in, because you'll be here for a while. Player 1 is me, Lady Saber from the land of always winter. I'm on a sundress kick, finally almost at home in the scorching 100% humidity that is the American South. Player 2 is still, somehow, Sir Sam, our sandaled, smooth-cheeked neckbeard friend zone. Any weather is perfect weather for cargo shorts and sandals. Sam has grown out his hair during the summer as a shield from the dangers of the outdoors. Player 3 is Mr. Teacher, my English teacher. This is the same teacher who taught English the previous year, as well as hosted Go Club. It's not uncommon for teachers, especially of advanced placement students, to follow a cohort from year 9 to year 12. We're good friends, he's a bro, and he is well aware of Sam's chivalry. This tale begins at the beginning of the school year. Towards the end of the summer, John and I had a huge fight that left us in that we're not really broken up, but we're also not together space, while we handle our problems like grown-ups by not speaking to each other. Aw, tragedy. The first days of lunch are always awkward. None of the clubs are open, none of the upperclassmen have off-campus lunch passes yet, and none of the freshmen have any idea what the fuck they're supposed to do. The indoor lunchroom is a cacophonous echo chamber of angst and hormones, while the outdoor courtyard is empty because it's raining. My group of friends have been boxed out of a table, so we pack tightly in a circle against the wall. Soon enough, I spot Sam and his brony cronies. They've just exited the lunch line and are standing around, just shoving each other uncertainly. The way that boys do when they aren't sure what happens next. Sam spots me and tries to herd his group in my direction, the way that one might herd feral cats with a feather duster. While it's loud in the lunchroom, I can still pick up a bit of the conversation.
You're gonna fucking shit with girls. You weenie up, gay.
Is it my cooties? I've been a specialist about that. They're not contagious. Sam's fedoraed faction eventually does follow his lead. While his group tries to ignore ours existence, and we try to ignore their smell, Sam and I are practically shoulder to shoulder.
Hey, Lady Saber.
I shove a bite of food into my mouth so that I'll have an excuse not to talk. I just wave. Sam continues staring at me while he cracks open an overfull lunchbox.
Thanks, Mom.
And a Dr. Pepper that could only be described as American size. See? Dr. Pepper, dude. I posted a poll recently that said, after Mountain Dew, what are the next most popular neckbeard drinks? Next was energy drinks like Monster, Red Bull, and third was Dr. Pepper. It's science.
I like your dress, Lady Saber,
he says, looking at me like a kid in a museum who really wants to touch the art. I hate being talked to when my mouth is full. As I go for another bite, Sam says,
keep going.
Forced giggle.mp3. Huh? Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm eating a banana. I shoot back a well-practiced withering stare and put the fruit down. Sam adjusts himself nervously and opens the first container in his lunch. The smell of stale pasta sauce takes me back. Sam starts a shoveling like a Canadian, asking me around 2 mouthfuls for the price of 1.
What classes I'm taking this semester?
I don't respond.
Here, take a look at mine.
Sam holds out his schedule for me to examine. I just want to eat, Sam. For those of you taking notes, what I really meant by that was, I want to see your schedule up close. Sam holds the paper higher and closer and higher and closer until it's clear that he's going to press it against my nose. The whole time he's giggling to himself as if this is the single funniest joke in the world. With that, I put in my earbuds and shuffle my angry playlist. Bring Me the Horizon's It Never Ends has some fitting lyrics.
Hey, are you okay? I've said it once.
I'm fine, Sam.
Are you sure? You seem mad about something. I've said it twice.
I said, I'm fine.
It just seems like I've said it 1,000 fucking times.
Sam, I just want to eat, okay? He turns his attention to his friends for the rest of lunch, and when the bell rings, we go our separate ways. Mercifully, seeing none of each other for the rest of the day. We share no classes, don't cross paths. Life is good, right? 2 days later, Sam strides into my AP English class and eyes me with a shit-eating grin.
Hey, Lady Saber,
he declares triumphantly, plopping right down in the seat next to me.
I got myself switched into this class. Ours was gonna be way too easy. Those people are on a lower level, you know, upstairs.
At the bell, Mr. Teacher rises from his desk to take attendance. He starts at seeing Sam. Most of us were all in the same English class last year as well as the year before. Sam, I didn't see you on my roster.
I just got switched in here from honors level.
He slouches back into the chair like a boy king who's just ascended the Iron Throne. Okay. Mr. Teacher glances at me and catches the look of desperation on my face. Would you mind sliding up into this seat for me? There's one other empty seat in the whole classroom, and it's only 2 rows in front of me, but beggars can't be choosers.
What? Why?
Sam whines. It'll help me take attendance.
But I'm already sitting here.
Mr. Teacher doesn't respond, but the look on his face gives a very strong, I'm not asking again vibe. And Sam quickly caves, sauntering to his new seat while grumbling to himself. Mr. Teacher dives into the lesson, and as he goes through the text, Sam turns to look at me repeatedly, always playing it off by checking at the clock. Smooth as sandpaper. It's not long before we're given a short writing assignment. The prompt is, what period in history or setting in a work of fiction would you travel to, and why? I'm sure you're all totally stumped on my topic of choice. We're given 20 minutes. The idea is to just free write, getting ideas onto the paper without being bogged down in editing or stressing over minor details. I hammer out a 1.5 pages before the time is up. Mr. Teacher calls on a few students to read out loud, and soon enough, it's my turn. Yo, my palms are sweaty, knees weak, accent heavy. I've got a lot written. Just the first paragraph is fine. So off I stumble, tripping over anything that starts with H. I didn't expect to read, so I'm a little more than self-conscious about using the word Westeros out loud. I finish, sit, and lock eyes with Sam, who's locked eyes with my waist, still slouching with an arm draped over the back of his chair. The most interesting man in the world.
That was bad,
he says with a chuckle. No one laughs. A few of my classmates raise their hands and give me ideas or corrections to make. Sam, let's hear what you got, teacher says with an amiable smile.
What? No, I didn't write much.
Then it'll go quick. Come on. Mr. Teacher is not the type to take no as an answer from students very well. Sam frets in his seat before rising to read. I transcribed his paragraph in shorthand, and it's still in my English notebook.
In history, there's a single day that changed the United States. During this time, the sleeping military giant who was not ranked that high, went on a course to become the most powerful nation for its time. The day that Pearl Harbor was bombed is the day that I would like to go back to.
This class counts towards college English credit. You, dear reader, may make of this what you will. The room is quiet. Mr. Teacher is indecipherable. Thank you, Sam. For homework, hash out your first paragraph and a thesis statement. We'll go over them tomorrow. As we leave to the tone of the bell, Sam catches up with me.
Hey, Lady Saber, what's a thesis?
The American education system strikes again, bro. Oh no. What's a thesis? Bro, I'm pretty sure I learned that in like freshman English. Jesus. I guess Sam is just too focused on relentlessly stalking this exchange student and coming up with hilarious jokes about eating a banana. Wow. I'd hate to see how he gets around a popsicle or a hot dog. As they said in Superbad, all the best foods are shaped like dicks. I have a lot of questions about how Sam actually ended up in the AP class. I mean, I guess he was in honors, so he might be decent at creative writing or something like that, but maybe it's just another case of, you know, American education failing everybody all around, including the people that actually want to learn. I'm quite sad to be getting to the end of Sir Sam stories, honestly. He's just like the lord, the mega lord of innocent cringe. We talk about some cringy stuff on my channel that's like absolutely horrible in the cringe department. But Sir Sam's just kind of innocuous and, let's be honest, he's dumber than a box of hair, but that's kind of what makes me endeared to him, you know? I would not wish more encounters on Lady Saber, but if Sir Sam got a social media account, if we found his Instagram, I'd be pretty okay with that. Anyways, let's get into the last Sir Sam story that has been posted. All good things must end. So many friends going away recently, but we've got to face it head on. So let's get into it. Sir Sam the Chivalrous tries to lifting, or how I almost became a quadriplegic. Story number 15 coming at you live. Trigger warning for major cringe content and rustled jimmies. New readers, start here. Edited for freedom units. For clarity, I'm going to rehash our players' descriptions. Player 1 is me, Lady Saber, 17 at the time, 1 year into my 2-year exchange program from Belgium. I'm very short and very blonde, a lifelong fencer, and neckbeard spoosh. My coaches recommend a weightlifting regimen to help me break through some plateaus in training, so John and I pick it up together. At the time of this tale, we've been lifting together for about 6 months. Player 2 is John, my swole mate. I like that. A good old boy with a temper and a dry sense of humor. Despite also being an athlete, he's never done much serious lifting. As a 1.8 meter, 5 foot 10 inches manlet, he's made real gains during our 6 months in the gym. He pushes me almost as hard as I push him. Player 3 is Sir Sam, the whitest and most chivalrous knight of all the land. Often mistaken for Shamu. Typically wears cargo shorts, the wrong kind of graphic tee, and sandals. His adiposity has doomed him to be a babyface, and his squeaky voice could make a WD-40 commercial. The fedoras, remarkably, have become rarer. Definitely does not lift anything heavier than a cheeseburger, making him an expert
In all things gym.
There will be a lot of fitness terminology tossed around here, and I will try to define it throughout, but if something is confusing, just ask in the comments. This story takes place a few weeks after the previous. John and I are doing better. Lifting together helps. My fencing gym, a small part of a much larger complex, has a large weight and machine room, so John and I go there 3 days a week after school. Because I'm paying for fencing, the gym access is free, and John gets in cheap for having a student ID. At lunch, I sit with a small group in the library to work on a project which mostly involves chatting in the presence of open books. Sam has followed me here, but what else is new? Our table's quite out of the way, so he can't get close and stay close without being extremely conspicuous. Instead, he opts for the stealthier option. Walking back and forth nearby while constantly dropping things. It's like watching James Bond after a traumatic brain injury. Oh, barbell. Standard 20 kilogram, 2.2 meters, 45 burgers, 7 feet. It's a long Olympic bar used for exercises involving 2 hands. The center portion is knurled to provide better grip. That afternoon, my host mother drives me straight from school to the gym. I change into my workout clothes and start on the squat rack, warming up with just the bar. As I'm finishing my last rep, Sam strides up behind me in the mirror and taps my shoulder.
Hey, Lady Saber!
I feel the color drain from my face as I re-rack the bar.
I didn't know you came here. I thought you just fenced.
I've never seen you here before either, Sam. I take a moment to examine his getup. Fingerless gloves, mid-calf socks, running shoes, and a big
"Warning, if zombies chase us, I'm tripping you"
shirt with jean shorts. Everything was okay, I guess, until we got to the jean shorts. He's also carrying a big gulp large enough to bludgeon an elephant.
Well, I'm here practically all the time.
Really? I have never seen you.
Yeah, well, I don't come here after school when it's all crowded like this. I come in the morning.
Before school.
Yeah.
At 6 a.m.
Yeah. Anyways, why are you doing that with just the bar?
He laughs.
Aren't you gonna add any weight? Come on, even I can.
I'm just warming up, I reply, turning on my heel towards the weight tree. Sam dives in front of me, grabbing hold of a kettlebell and a resistance band.
Don't worry, Lady Saber. I got it for you.
What are you doing with those, Sam?
You said you were adding weights, right? You tie this around and hang it on each side. Duh.
No way. No way he is this stupid. No way anybody is this stupid. I ignore him, walking to the opposite side of the bench press, pull a 10 kilogram, 25 burger plate off the weight tree.
Oh, that works too. Not the way I do it, but whatever,
Sam says, dropping the kettlebell on the floor and scampering to me, making to wrestle the weight from my hands.
I can get that for you.
I got it.
You sure? It looks heavy for you,
he says as I raise it to chest height and load it onto the bar.
I'll get the other one,
he proclaims, power walking back to the weight tree, grabbing a 15 kilo, 35 burgers plate, and heaving it over back to the squat rack. Nice and unbalanced. That's not the right weight, Sam.
What? Oh, shit. Well, you didn't tell me which one to grab,
he squeals. I retrieve a 10 kilo plate while he unloads the 15 kilo one and lays it on the floor. Sam, would you put it back where you got it?
What? Why?
Because Mom isn't here mostly. Fine, I'll get it.
No. I'll get it for you. Don't worry.
I consider approaching the rack when I spot Sam in my periphery staring at me. Nope, no way I'm about to make a deposit into that wank bank. I backpedal to the opposite wall and sink into the bench seat. Sam's disappointment is palpable.
What's wrong?
I'm resting.
But you've hardly done anything.
You rest between sets, Sam. He stares back blankly. Finally, John arrives, striding through the double doors and up to me. Sam is suddenly overcome with a great thirst, beating a hasty retreat to the water fountain. Where the fuck have you been? Well, I didn't want to get here early and spoil y'all's date or nothing. Would you be a dear and fetch me a cyanide pill? I'm gonna go change out. I hope you two can make it work. He seems like the one for you. John pokes my nose with a playfully straight face before turning to leave for the lockers. Before long, he's back and we start our workout together. I was hoping to set a new personal record, squatting 1 plate today, but as I finish my warm-up sets with Sam still lurking nearby, my heart just isn't in it. 1 plate is 1 20 kilo plate on each side of the bar, totaling 60 kilos, 135 burgers. John and I switch to the bench press, taking turns lifting and spotting each other between motivational insults. Sam orbits nearby, watching me and repeating whatever John says. Come on, babe, you fucking got this. Push, push, push.
Yeah, Lady Saber, you got this. Push, push, push.
Overhead presses follow, and then pull-ups. With each set, Sam drifts further and further away, staring at the dumbbell rack and ending far out of sight among the machines, leaving a trail of scattered gear in his wake. Eventually we split apart. John works on curls and a few other accessory lifts while I find a treadmill. Seeing an opportunity, Sam trips over himself to get on the treadmill next to me, hurriedly punching buttons until it starts moving at a waddling pace. I fall into a rhythm of about 4.5 minutes per kilometer, like 7 minutes per mile, trying to enjoy the rush of blood to my head and ignore the smell of sweaty Doritos. Sam is determined to
impress my lady with a feat of alpha male physical superiority.
So he ups his pace to a gentle jog. The thumping of his feet tips the Richter scale.
So, had a good workout?
Yes. Within 2 minutes, Sam's sweating enough to be in a Gatorade commercial and asks if
I want to take a break.
I don't respond, but he pushes on for another 60 seconds before quitting, panting something about
hydration.
John stops by before leaving, changed and freshly showered. He offers to babysit, but I'm almost finished myself. He gives me a possessive goodbye kiss with an arm wrapped around my waist. Sam does not rejoin me at the treadmill. After slightly less than half an hour, I finish and head for the lockers, pausing by the weight room. Know what? Screw it. I rest for a spell before warming up once more with the bar, and then loading directly to one plate. Like a glitchy arcade whack-a-mole, Sam reappears in a jiffy, sulking in the distance to watch the show. I take a deep breath, get under the bar, and unrack the weight. It is heavy, but not unmanageable. I lower, riding it to the ground, watching in the mirror for my hips to drop below my knees, exhaling slowly as I push back up. 1. Again, down, and again, up. 2. Fuck it, I'm doing it. Down, up. 3. Sam's inching closer. Arms crossed, turning in circles occasionally, starting to sheepishly cheer me on. Down, up. My squads are screaming through number 4, and I felt my knees wobble. 1 more. Come on, now or never.
Yeah, go Lady Saber.
Sam cheers as I lower for number 5. It's now or never. He seizes the opportunity with a hearty,
go get him!
And he smacks my ass. Oh, Jesus. I suppress a scream, leaning forward in shock. As I stand, the barbell clangs against the underside of the catches on the rack. My eternal savior springs to my aid, circling to the left to lift one side of the bar into place. This throws me off balance, and the angle causes the bar to slide sidelong off my shoulders. I tumble sideways until the bar slams into the ground, and I crumple to my knees under the weight. What a show.
Oh shit! Lady Saber, I was just trying.
Now, I really scream. I can't find English words, but French pours out like molten iron. Just go fuck yourself, you useless fucking idiot! Get the fuck away from me! The back of my neck feels like it's been set on fire. I've drawn the attention of everyone in our area code. I probably did too, just screaming that. And one of the personal trainers sprints over, frantically hoisting the bar off of my fucking spine. Ma'am, are you alright? I nod, curling my arms around my head, tears hot against my face, while Sam just stands there and blubbers mindlessly.
I don't know what happened. She just fell and the bar slid and I
saw exactly what happened, buddy. Stay right there. The PT takes me off the floor and walks me to the medic while blood just sheets down my back. Sam trails grimly. He sits paralyzed in the office, getting chewed out by the trainer while the gym's medic patches me up and writes an incident report. While the wound was a mess, it was mostly superficial and healed without scarring. Sam never admitted to it, but he was banned from the gym and all of their subsidiaries. Wasn't he banned from the gym before? Or was it just the fencing classes? I guess it's just fencing, but they're like, yeah, you can still come to the gym. We want your money, son! Until he almost paralyzes one of their fucking customers, and then they're like, oh shit. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Get that kid out of there. It is no exaggeration that Sir Sam is just a walking lawsuit. If I wanted to make $1 million, I would just follow this kid around and be like, I hope I'm the victim. I don't understand why you would volunteer to spot somebody if you've never really even set foot into a gym before. You don't know how to spot that girl. Just leave her alone, damn it. But he can't help himself. He just wanted to be the hero and ended up screwing everything up yet again. I assume at some point, Lady Saber went back to Belgium, which is why we haven't had any more Sir Sam stories, but I'm sure other people have had interactions with him. They're somewhere out there. We just need to find them and wring more Sir Sam stories out of him. Unfortunately, this is the last that I know of Sir Sam for now. But hey, it's been a hell of a ride, and I definitely appreciate you guys taking it with me. Additionally, I would be extremely grateful if you would like, comment, and/or subscribe. Maybe share the video around if you should like. That is always appreciated. Additionally, I hope you'll check out the link swarm in the description. There's some things there that weren't on the splash page in the beginning of the video, including my Patreon, and you are seeing some of my amazing Patreon patrons on the screen right now, and I would like to thank them all, but especially Lady Nix, Robert Waits, Pope Squid, Rebecca H, Cider Drinker, Tato Ferret, The Last Shinobi, Mark 211, Michael Undead, Aaron W, Mish, John Hero, Josh K, Candy Sora. I almost did it without taking a breath. Almost. Oh, it's getting to be so many of you guys, and I am super, super appreciative. If anybody else would like to donate, that is obviously massively appreciated as well, but if you can't right now, don't have the means, don't worry about it at all. I just appreciate you coming on through and hanging out with me today, and I hope that you come back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you'll need to keep yourself safe out there, definitely wash your hands, it's super important, but also take some time out and do something that you enjoy today, something just for yourself. Maybe it's watching another ReddX video. But honestly, most importantly, I hope that you will always remember that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely, definitely deserve it. I'll see you in the next one, friends. And until then, bye-bye.